Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest on of war Unification cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Fatamorga. But on the other side, as the Space Marines, we've got Leoncio, Darkow. Across the other side, as the Chaos Demons, we've got Cultist Champ. Cultist Champ will be opening with a couple of Furies, a Demon Lord, triple Warp Signatures, and a Lesser Demon Portal. Whereas Leoncio is going to go for triple Scout Marines and a Plasma Generator. Now this is a very interesting opening right off the bat from the Space Marines. Triple Scouts, which makes sense because you're capturing all your bits and bobs as quickly as possible because there are plenty to capture. But then going Plasma Generator before the Chapel Barracks. Now I'm wondering, I'm umming and ahhing here, boys and girls, that from the perspective of Mr. Darkow, he probably wants to get into Tier 2 as quickly as humanly possible, mainly because the heroes or the commanders for the Space Marines are quite remarkably good up against demons. I mean, you can get all their upgrades and such, and they've got loads of abilities that will help them get through the demon armor of the squiggly boys down on the southern side. And you get all three of them basically in Tier 2, so may as well get that Plasma Generator up, fast and sharpish, and you've already got Tier 2 money more or less, so maybe a quick tech-up might be in order. But always very risky up against the Chaos Demons, as let's hit hard, let's hit fast, and once they get that Lesser Demon Portal up and at them, stick some demons by training them, and you can deep strike them in wherever you damn well fancy. And before we get to the game, good and proper, it is a reminder that down the right corner, yes, we are indeed sponsored. So if you want to, maybe you've got some models that need painting, maybe you want some printing doing in the 3D department, Player Support has you got it covered. It's plumbing that you've got all the professional painting and printing you could possibly ever want or need, so check them out, links in the description below. Now, we do have a Demon Lord coming out, which, don't get me wrong, he is the commander for the Chaos Demons. And while he's up against maybe smaller, champions, maybe Steel Legion and the Lieutenant, maybe the Canoness for the Sisters of Battle, you could probably take them on 1 vs 1, but up against the Force Commander and other dudes and dudettes, well, just dudes really from the Space Marines, but they're able to take him on pretty nicely. So quite surprised that we're going to see him wandering out on the northern side by himself. Do have a cheeky little heavy bolter turret, lovely to see Leoncio. Oh, which I've always pronounced it Leoncio, but now that I've actually properly read it, it's Leoncio. I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yeah, so he's built it up just about to finish. So if he needs to finish it off, he can with the Servitor, and then if he doesn't need it, he can then cancel it and get the money back. But you see the Demon Lord, and we'll decide to finish it off. Could also maybe potentially finish off this listing post and upgrade it. Although that will slow down his Tier 2, and he has yet to go for it. He's now gone for a Force Commander instead, so I suppose that's just to fend this dude off. The scouts aren't going to be doing any damage at all, really, towards his ephemeral frame. This big post over here has been upgraded, so fighting him underneath that will do them some good stuff. Also, place the Plasma Generator underneath it as well to keep both these structures nice and safe, relatively speaking. So Demon Lord, not wanting to lose much of his health, will just ignore this place, start to go down south, and both these listing posts are not being upgraded, so a nice, easy target for him. Although, where are you going? Ah, there we go. I thought we were going to start bashing the stronghold then. Probably not what you want. Got some pink horrors, which I assume you're going to squad up before you then pop them into the Demon Portal and then teleport them in. Dark Circle as well for their myriad of upgrades. What do the upgrades do? Well, they probably do whatever you want, really. There's just so many upgrades for the demons that you can get. The Demon Lord has access to a good handful as well, depending on how you want to build him. However, in a more supporting, killing lots of little ones kind of people, kind of side of things, or giving wings and shit. I don't know. I'm not a Chaos Demon player. There's too much going on for them. They boggle my mind. I like nice simple factions like Orcs and Necrons. Just simple boys doing simple things. And the Demon Lord is actually in a bit of a bind here. Force Commander is not going to engage him in close combat, but we'll just shoot him with his powerful bolt pistol. Scouts also getting involved, actually 3 squads of scouts coming back home, and the listing post also been upgraded as well, so another point of contact in which he's going to struggle a little bit. And where's my... Sorry, my camera's being a bit silly. There we go, fixed the camera, well done mate. I'm like a mechanic, but less qualified. A squad of Space Marines, and there is the Tier 2. Current economy is 1, 10 and 20, compared to 97 and 0. Doesn't have the money for Tier 2 at the moment, but he's going to pop down a couple more pink horrors. Pink horrors for the Chaos Demons are anti-infantry and also anti-vehicle. So always good to have a couple of these boys in your unit composition, regardless of what you go for. Which also makes me think that maybe the Space Marines will focus more on the commanders and their heavy infantry rather than vehicles, because these guys have always got, as my think Why is it not going downwards? I don't know. There's a problem. There's a problem in the works. The machine spirit's not obeying me, but that's okay. I've got the mouse key, the keyboard keys. That's fine. I know the game works. What was I saying? I don't know. Everything's going backwards. Pink Horror's assaulting this listening post, but I assume that Space Marines will come forth, and maybe a couple of flamers, once they get the armory up and going, will benefit them greatly. It's really disconcerting that I can't go downwards. That's fine, Miss Lanchuk, ignore it. Be professional about this. You can do all other things. It's just a couple of Space Marines, and these guys don't really want to be doing anything. They've killed a listing post, so why stick around? No need, really. Actually, they're going to. One upward slash from the fiery Demon Lord's axe, and knocks them back a bit. And one thing that the Space Marines will need to do, like really focus on, is trying to weather the initial storm of the demons. As we see here, the morale's been broken. We've got no way of regaining that unless, of course, the Demon Lord starts bobbing and weaving and trying to join different groups and such. But if they can, weather that storm, break morale, and then just hold the line, demons will have very difficult times against them, and also if their lieutenants able to inspire the men to keep them standing. One thing that demons like to do is jump in and also break morale as their morale is breaking themselves. So everyone's just having a terrible time. But Space Marines, they're thicker men. They've got bigger things going on. Bigger fish to fry. Would love to see a there we go. Love to see a chaplain. Stick him in there. Health regen for everyone. Bish bash bosh. You're done. Have a lost soul joining the Pink Horrors, which will help them regen their morale. I think you can... Is it like a maximum of 3? Question mark? No, it's not. You can get however many you fancy. I assume there is some sort of limit. As is with all kind of builders. Scouts now moving forward. They've got the plasma pistols on their commanders and lieutenants. And plasma weapons, not a bad shout against demons. Pink Horrors will be chased away, but there is a sizable force amassing on the side. Also got the screamers as well, just to absorb that firepower from the listing post. Although being a bit shy here. Quite a powerful force there. Leoncio not being shy about fully kitting out his scouts. I mean, he could go with one extra member, but not just throwing them away the first point possible. Morale been broken on the Screamers. Space Marines looking like they are going to come over as swiftly as humanly possible. We might be thinking that maybe a Rhino or two will help them in this two-pronged defense going on, but like I say, the Pink Horrors will kill that Rhino remarkably quickly. So who knows what is the most ideal thing. Maybe some Assault Marines, but then again, I don't think Assault Marines will survive very well unless they are properly supported. There is the Sacred Artifact, so I do hope a Librarian comes out. His Smite and Weaken Resolve and all that. Inspiring Aura. Well, I think it's the Commander that has the Inspiring Aura. Infiltrated Scouts. Let's watch from their perspective just so we can see what they're up to. And plenty of money being spent. Not a sliver of economy left unused. Pink Horrors continue to assault the listing post on the Relic. Got the Servitor trying to build it up. But the Pink Horrors have been stunned, or slowed, sorry, by the Chaplain's demoralising shout. So get over here, buggers. Not allowed to go. Grenade also been thrown by the Space Marines. Only one Pink Horror left. Plenty of firepower being thrown towards the Demon Lord. And sad to say, that's one squad wipe for the Pink Horrors, but one assault leads to another, and that is triple Screamers. Be really careful with these guys, though. They are expensive at 65 blue. But I suppose for demons, although a lot of their units are expensive in the blue department, they don't really need to worry too much about that, because all their demonic shrines are quite heavy on the blue, and they convert blue into green through their warp signatures. So that's fine for their perspective. The plasma generator goes down, although these Screamers die very quickly. Let me camera. Yeah, they are not designed for this kind of engagement going on. And good lord, stop it! Alt shift, there we go, right. We're turning the camera, boys and girls. It's Space Marines versus the Chaos Demons, and it's Mr. Landshark versus his camera. That's fine. Space Marines are pushing forward. You've got quite a sizable amount. Also, that Librarian in there, using his psychic abilities. Also grenades as well. Oh my goodness, they're just throwing everything and the kitchen sink towards the Chaos Demons. Also lovely use of flamers in both of the squads. Only one, mind you. You only need that one flamer to do significant amounts of morale damage. So not a bad shout at all. Very conscientious of his unit compositions. The Chaos Demons, what's your plan here? Going to go for more pink horrors, limit of 3, and there we go, some bloodletters. So powerful backline with 3 pink horrors, and then a couple of bloodletters. Gauge of close combat, they regain health every time they bash something. Also screamers to maybe tie up any kind of ranged units that are firing away. Demon Lord charges into glorious hand-to-hand combat with the Force Commander. Like I said, that Force Commander loves a bit of argy-bargy in melee. Off in the distance, we do have an Honor Guard with their power weapons. So actually, the Bloodletters might find it a bit of a difficult situation if they are held back by the Honor Guard. And at the moment, the Demons are splitting themselves up by fighting on multiple fronts. I don't think this is what the Demons want to do in this situation. Not when the Space Marines have got so much on the go for themselves. Wombo combo all your forces together. Like I say, Bloodletters on the front lines, pink horrors on the back, Screamers on the flanks. That will be quite a difficult maneuver for the Space Marines to contend with. But if they're able to weather that storm, which they are doing quite nicely, pink horrors being slain mighty finely, and the economy for the Space Marines is getting a little bit out of hand now. But inspiring auras and such for everyone to be researched. Maybe a tier 3 looking like. Got to spend some of that blue money on some plasma generators, I reckon. And how's the money going for you guys at the moment? 151 and 0. Converting plenty of it into green money. More bloodletters coming out. And got some lads also being reinforced as well. Yeah, I think Chaos Demons could do with standing a bit more defensively at the moment. But to be fair though, all the people back. Everyone else now gone infiltrated. Yeah, it's a problem when half the Space Marine force you can't really see. Lost Solo or Demon Lord will sort that problem out. Now, who are you? Who's in your squad? You've got Librarian and the Force Commander, as well as the Honor Guard. So now the Demons are actually having a bit of a taste of their own medicine here. Having to defend on 2 separate flanks. Screamers go down pretty quick. Bloodletter's been thrown right into the middle of it, but very quickly being knocked out. That Librarian does not mess around when it comes to doing damage to Demons. And just running away, breaking them around slowly with those running away flamer attacks. The Bloodletters don't seem to be minding it all that much. Their model... Oh, I say that. Oh, you were firing at a different unit. There are 2 different units here. Never mind me. So falling back, Demon Lord is back as well. Demonic Shrine on the left-hand side, struggling a bit. But the peepers of the Demon Lord able to spot those Scout Marines. Quite short range of his true sight, to be fair, or keen sight, whatever you call it, in Unification. The Chaplain does a demoralising shout against all these lads, slowing them down somewhat. Gives them a bit more space. Screamers attempt to flank around, but the Space Marines having the exact same kind of thinking as well. Flamers right in the middle, and you don't want to be bunching up with troops like this. The AoE does morale damage to anyone nearby it hits. Oh, but we do have a Herald of Zinch just bombarding them with large amounts of damage, and look at that. Beautiful attack. See, even though he's nowhere near him at the moment, that's like 4 hits of every single model in that unit, bringing them down quite a lot to low health. Do have some electric nonsense going on with these guys briefly from the Chaplain, I imagine. What an entire rout from the Honor Guard on the right side. I mean, they've got infinite morale, but chase them all the way back up. Scouts attempting to destroy the pink horrors while the front line is engaged elsewhere. But at the moment, it's relatively even Stevens, army size-wise. It's just that I think that the Space Marines are keeping the Demons nice and spread out, just to make sure tier 3 been finished for the Chaos Demons. And are we going to see the potential for any greater demons? I don't know if greater demons would be the answer for this. Sure, okay, you'll be able to smash down one squad at a time, but maybe something with a bit more of a supporting kind of role. Space Marines over here being bothered by the Screamers, but once again, they won't survive for very long. Over on the bridge, more people being thrown in. Space Marines just falling back a little bit as more things come forth from the warp. We put down a couple of heavy bolters just for good measure. And there is not one but two burning chariots of Tzeentch, leaving behind fiery trails in their wake. Quite a resilient... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's like 1,200 health. It's not the most resilient thing in the whole wide world, but... Like, no, you're not resilient at all. You're just being absolutely smashed in. Dear oh dear. To be fair though, he was going off on his own against all this. More chaotic nonsense from the Herald of Tzeentch, wherever he's gone. Now he's over in the middle of everyone. And overextending their welcome, really. I mean, fighting underneath not one, not two, but three static defense systems. Lots of dead demons at the moment. Managed to kill a couple of Space Marines, but I think the overall trade of value there definitely is in favour of the Adeptus Astartes. And what else are you going to be recruiting at the moment? You're going to go for some more burning chariots while you lick your wounds. Space Marines at the moment, you are in tier 3, question marks. You've got the bars around you. Yep, you're in tier 3 because you've got that orbital relay. And from whence Terminators might be able to come. Just to add to the stodginess of this infantry composition. Yeah, Leoncio just deciding it's going to be pure infantry, bolstered by the impressive roster of heroes that the Space Marines have access to. Trying to bonk this demonic shrine once again. Demons at the moment don't have the numbers to really take on the Space Marines. They will. Oh, they're going to go for some hate angels. Limit of 1. Now, these girls do have the simp ability, where they can just pick a group of lads and say, right, you're mine for a bit. And then they'll start fighting other people. So that might... I mean, taking off one unit of Space Marines for a limited amount of time might be just enough to turn it into their favours. But who knows, really. Could also benefit as well if there's a hero within their ranks, because that will also snag them as well. So you're getting the unit and the commander. I imagine probably the Honor Guard. That's probably what you want with the power weapons and such.
Princess of Pleasure sends her harbingers.
Here's the Hat Angels. The Hate Angels. Angels wearing hats. And a flanking maneuver. Lots of firepower coming in. Demon Lord gets involved with the Bloodletters. Everything jumps on in. And the Space Marines are completely flabbergasted. They are not going to stand for this. Going to see something. I assume you're Space Marine related. Because it's not a big demon-y, circle-y thing. Ah, there's the Terminators. Stick a couple of Cyclone missile launches on them. Or the Flamers, whichever you fancy. Cyclone means I'm still able to fire with their General Stormbolters. Which is basically like a free extra little bit of damage, but dear heavens, all that firepower is about to take them all out. So the Terminators were short-lived here, but has given the Space Marines a little bit of time to reposition. And also a wonderfully placed orbital bombardment, which will stop the Pink Horrors from coming anywhere closer. Seeing the... there we go, the Honor Guard being simplified briefly before then. Saying, begone thoughts. Yeah, it's plenty of fire. Absolutely fantastic placement for that orbital bombardment. Let's see, Purse firing away. And it seems that even though the demons have somehow managed to split the Space Marine factions into two, they've all split themselves into two somehow. So now we're going to walk all the way around to come back over here. And the Pink Horrors are less for wear at the moment. We'd force back Okay, yeah, they've got to run through the burning chariot's green fire, but I think that's actually doing all that much. They can just wait a bit, can't they? And then follow up.
True angel.
That was a powerful engagement. Powerful engagement indeed. Oh, Demon Lord, what are you planning? Move forward. He goes down. Is that just he can rebuild the Demon Lord quickly as he can? So he's not like engaging with like half health or something. I assume that would be the case. In this scenario, demons probably vehicles of some description. Some defilers or whatever variant of defilers you want to go for. And yeah, the Space Marines can just get out a couple of missile launchers, and they have also saved a couple of slots. I mean, one squad has saved one slot for a missile launcher if they need it. But that would definitely be what you want. Something a bit more resilient. Big, huge demon symbol. The Mark of Chaos Undivided holding everyone down for a brief moment. As they flash with purple, more simps in the form of the Assault Terminators. But being melee troops, they can't, they're not within melee range of anyone. So they're just going to stand there and just look at people. But ranged troopers, they would start firing at people nearby, but nope. The simping requires them to stand still. Can't walk and simp at the same time, I'm afraid. And of course, Champ throws on that GG, so very textbook game from the Space Marines here. Just a case of, right, okay, well, we're going to just basically build up our forces until we eventually hit that critical mass of Space Marines. But it was a mighty fine job from the Chaos Demons as well. They were doing exactly what they need to, just constantly poking and prodding on either side, but not quite being able to break away through and do some serious economic damage or getting those units down to a smaller, manageable amount. So cheers, boys and girls, for watching at home, and thank you to Blaze Support for sponsoring this channel. If you want to have a look at their stuff, have a look at the links in the description. Also, there's a Patreon and all that jazz. My name is Leoncio. Pleasure's always never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.